Hey, we're back for another review of All the Queen's Men. We're on season 5, episode 5, entitled The Truth of the Matter. We are back. Don't even worry about the first few episodes. Y'all know they dropped 2 at a time, and I got behind, and you know, blah, 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 blah. Either way, this is the final season. Child, it came with some drama because I saw the people beefing on Instagram as far as Christian Keys and Eva, and I don't know what the people got going on. Either way, this is the last season, so I'm late, but I could not skip out on reviewing this last season. There's a whole lot going on. Somebody tried to unalive Madam at the end of season 4. Either way, so of course you're gonna spend this whole thing trying to figure out who put the hit on her. I don't know. I think it's one of them sisters, but I'm not sure. Either way, we're just gonna jump back into episode 5 as if I'm not late. Okay. All right. So we see Tandy. She's paying Quincy $10K of his $100K ransom. He was able to steal the gun out of her safe, the gun that we presume to be the one that she used to shoot Madam. She doesn't remember. I think they took a bunch of pills and a bunch of alcohol, so she's not sure. We know she left the house the night that Madam got shot. We know that D.A. Davis pinged her phone over there. We're not sure. She's not sure, but she thinks she did, so she's trying to keep that gun hidden. Either way, he's blackmailing her while still living with her. Really strange. Either way, he tells her about the video of Rashawn. We saw a video of Rashawn, one of her prior victims, being unalived by the cops. Quincy gave him her credit card. I think maybe he stole it out of the safe. However, he got her credit card, gave it to Rashawn as, you know, retribution. Like, I got your back, man. Like, she did all that to you. The least you can do is spend some of her money. And the cops pull up, and you know, we got another situation where, yes, he committed a crime by using her credit card and ends up getting unalived in the process. So she is unfazed by what has happened to him. And Quincy's like, are you, like, serious? Like, out of everything y'all did to him, you not fazed by it? And yeah, so she don't really care nothing about Rashawn being unalived, killed, whatever. Like, okay, I'm going to add this in here. At this point, I'm using real words. Unalived, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of using the euphemisms and all that. It is what it is. If I get flagged, maybe I'll adjust. But whatever. We'll see. All right. Midnight gets home and he realizes that his bed is messed up. And we know that the stalker lady has been up and through his apartment, in and out his stuff, rolling around in the bed like she's just waiting for her man to get home, child. And he's thinking in his mind, like, I don't normally leave my bed unmade, but maybe I was rushing out. I don't know. Either way, he put his headphones on, which I don't know why you have on 2 headphones in your home. I understand that you're home, but you're not paying attention. You ain't doing no sweep. You ain't, if your bed, if my bed being unmade and I know that I typically made it up, something would ping me and I would have to go look through the home like, okay, what else did I leave in rare form? You know, just check your surroundings. Either way, he put his headphones on and we see somebody in the cut and we presume that she's still in there hanging out, just having the craziest time of her life. So she's going to continue to be a problem. All right, so we pick up at a protest put on by Eden employees in honor of Rashawn. Everybody's outside on their Black Pride shit, and we're gonna call to action. Like, hey, go home and hug your loved ones, cause Rashawn can't do it. Make sure we don't let his name die. You know, Madam just telling the people what we need to hear right now. Quincy's standing in the back and he's feeling sad. He's feeling bad because he is the one that gave Rashawn the credit card that ended up getting him killed. And Don tells him, like, hey, stop talking about that. Don't even think about that. It's not your fault that the cops used excess force and that boy ended up getting killed. It is what it is. We just gonna have to do our part on this end. So Quincy, don't feel too bad. You can feel a little bit bad. You can feel a little bit bad about it if you ask me, but don't take all the responsibility. Okay? All right. So Madam goes to see Mayor Tandy. And she looked at Madam like you would have thought she saw a ghost. Like, oh, hey, Madam. Like, she has no poker face. She's always with this whiny, scary voice. Like, oh, Madam, how good to see you. Oh, we're glad you made it out. Really aggravating. Either way, Madam asked her for the name and the address of the cop that killed Rashawn, and Mayor Tandy's like, girl, I can't do that. Like, the block is hot. I'm in the middle of some other stuff. Like, I can't do that. And she's like, listen, you better figure it out. Mind you, you are damn near a lapdog for Madam at this point, so you better be figuring it out, because you know that Madam ain't really playing. Like, girl, you started out with like 3 or 4 homegirls, and it's down to just you. You know that she's not playing when it comes to getting people up off the planet. And then she goes on to tell her, like, hey, additionally, you are in charge of paying for this boy's funeral and making sure he gets put away nicely. And she's like, how am I supposed to pay for that? Like, girl, my finances are under scrutiny, and I don't think I need to be involved, you know, too involved with that. I need to stay in the shadows. And she's like, I don't care. All that money you got from that husband of yours that passed away, which I still think you did something to him, use some of their life insurance, whatever you got to come up with, make it happen. Make sure he's put away nicely. And one of these streets better have an MLK type name. Like, it better say Rashawn LK. You better make sure nobody forgets about him, especially after all you and your husband did to him. You better make sure. And she's like, I just can't be seen. I can't be seen doing that, but I'll get my sister to call the funeral home. I don't care how you figure it out. You just better figure it out. All right. So we see Tommy. He takes his truck to Maddie B's because him and Tommy were able to realize that they're using using the valet cars out in front of Maddie B's to sell drugs, which is, now I got confused, so y'all let me know in the comments. I think they're selling drugs maybe for a rival person when Maddie B's and Madam have this little thing, because remember, Madam is also in charge of like a drug cartel, so that's causing like some strife selling for a competitor at Maddie B's when this is Madam and her family's business. So it might cause some drama. So we're trying to figure out, why would you be selling drugs out front, out of Maddie B's? Smart, but dumb at the same time. So we got to get some information. Not only that, I think this is kind of what led to the hit being put on Madam. So we need to get to the bottom of what's going on. So Blue, as the dude is not parking the car, he's driving it off to whatever mission he's on. Blue jumps out of the back with a wire around his throat, like, hey, Madam want to talk to you, so you need to go ahead and drive straight to her. So that'll take place. We'll pick back up with that. Earlier in one of those episodes, Dime stops by Maddie B's to eat, and Amp stops by Maddie B's for some reason, and a parenting book falls out, and his mom is uber excited about, you know, the thought of being a grandparent. And he's like, ma'am, cool your tits. Like, it's not even all that. And she jumped, now she sees Dime, and she's so excited about Dime, you know, bringing her grandbaby in. And Dime is like, girl, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this baby. Like, get out of my face. So Dime and Amp kind of get into it because his mama did all that, and with this misguided happiness. And Dime is like, I don't even know if I'm keeping this baby. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You talking about baby names, you got parenting books, like, it's all too much. We need to slow down. And he's like, my bad, like, she found out by mistake. I didn't tell her. I'm still with whatever you're trying to do. I'm just trying to make sure I'm prepared one way or another. So yeah, so I guess they figured it out, child. Who knows, child? If you don't want the baby, just don't have the baby, or whatever Michael Jackson said. Madam and Smoke kind of roll up to Maddie B's. They have a meeting. She's now venturing into the cannabis business, and Smoke is going to be her chief operations officer or whatever. You know, seems like we're shifting gears with this being the final season. We're going to go legit with the cannabis. And, you know, some other things that people are going to shift to. Hopefully this squares up nicely. I hope so. I hope we resolve this up nicely, since we know we're not getting to season 6. So we don't have to wonder, like, what happened with this? With all these open-ended things. So, yeah. And also, don't do it quickly. Like, don't give me just this hodgepodge final episode of, oh, okay, somebody else took over the club. Oh, you went into cannabis. Oh, whatever. All right. So we run into this older black couple, and they're talking about their 100-year family farm that they cannot upkeep. They're aging. They want to travel. Their kids don't want to inherit, you know, the family land. They research Madam and realize, like, she's just a godsend. I don't know who the resource is, but they want to sell it and they want to travel, and they just knew that Madam was anointed. And when she beat that case, they knew she was, you know, had a greater purpose. And then when she came out that coma, they realized, like, for sure, like, unequivocally, this person is great. She's going to do right by this land. We don't have to worry about it. They trusted Madam so much from whatever they saw of her virtually that they came with the papers already signed, and they really didn't have to threaten the old people or shake them down like Madam normally would. So she's like, okay, cool. You know, appreciate you. Glory be to Jesus. Okay. So we know that ain't even her character at all, and she was just nervous, and she wanted to get out of Dodge, but she's like, okay, Like, I gotta cool down. I gotta do what I gotta do because they made this real easy for me. So, child, Madam is a saint, and she's acquired a 100-year-old family farm, tons and tons of acres that she's gonna use for this business, and we're gonna be good to go. Okay. We see Don, that lady, Naima, has been doxing him left and right, and his life is just in shambles. Mind you, he did drug her on behalf of Madam to get information to help her off the case with the case and all this other stuff, but she's been doxing him. She wants justice, but she hasn't been able to get justice, so this is her form. D.A. Davis is like, she got this little soft spot for Don for sure, and he's showing her like, hey, look, she been doxing my address, my life been on the fritz, and I need you to talk to her. She does talk to her, and she's like, Naima, let it go. Like, you got to let it go, because if it's too much heat on the precinct, and if this comes back, you're going to lose your job again. This time, ain't no coming back. So take his information down and just leave it be for now, okay? So Don is talking to D.A. Davis, and he's like, okay, here's some flowers, and I also want to offer you on a proper date because I appreciate you handling that little business with me and Naima. And she's like, trying to play coy, like, I don't want to have no dinner at your house. Like, you ain't scared to be seen in public with me now. Now that your boss ain't telling you what to do, blah, 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 blah. But child, that was all she needed to hear with her little thirsty self. She gonna be at that dinner. She gonna be I don't care with nobody. She gonna be right over there at the dinner with a little bit of Dawn dessert on the side, and it's just gonna be what it's gonna be, child. Both of them aggravating me. Anyway. Okay. Quincy takes a girl from the club to Tandy's house, just stunting, child. He's getting that VIP treatment and the VIP payment. Congratulations. Dude that was driving Tommy's car, Blue was like badgering him, like, hey, who do you know? Who put the hit out? Like, you gonna have to explain yourself to Madam. And he's like, listen, that lady she shot up the restaurant before. She done shot up the club. Like, it's just so much things that's happened. I know that lady don't mind catching a body. I don't want to answer to her. So instead of coming about the information, he takes him a pew. I said I wasn't using, no. He takes a gun, puts it to his head, and takes himself off the planet before we can get more information. So we are back to square one with who put the hit out, and I need to know, like, by next week's episode, I need to know who did it, because it's taking too long, honestly. And we know that it wasn't Concierge. He said if he wanted it to be done, it would be done. So it wasn't him. Who else can we eliminate at this point? I don't know. I can't eliminate either one of them sisters, because why would they be selling competitive dope, and wouldn't he know anything outside of your establishment? Not sure. I don't know who else we can eliminate. We can eliminate her loyal people at the club, her VIP dancers, maybe. Now, Fuego, I don't know. He was giving state's evidence there for a minute, so I'm not going to count him out. But everybody else, I can take them off the list. But I don't know. And whoever it is, she knew their face, but she just can't remember. She's having some memory lapse to know, to put a face with who did it. So I don't know. All right. We see Amp meeting with somebody to buy an engagement ring, child. So I guess he probably figures, oh, if I propose to Don, maybe she'll keep the baby. Dumb idea. He's also went to Madam and asked her, like, hey, can I be a manager? And she basically told him, like, you, the alcoholic that just got out of prison, be a manager at my club? Stay in your place. So he's going to be downtrodden about that for, 3 to 5 episodes. Yeah, whatever. So Quincy and Babyface have this bright idea. Mind you, it was Quincy's original idea. He took the idea, and Babyface took the idea and pitched it to Madam. She's like, okay, it might be something there. So they got to practice their little dance for their little father-son striptease package, child. And we see that they kind of low-key getting along. And it seems like, apologies were made and some peace was made with the situation. And he was like, yeah, I was really young when I was messing with your mama. She never told me about you. And Quincy's like, I know. Like, I literally just, all I ever want to do is have a conversation with you about it. He's giving me grief. And he's like, okay, cool. Since, we've come to an understanding, can you go ahead and drop that little child support case against me? And Quincy's like, I don't know. Now you're asking a lot. I'll think about it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so I guess we got some resolution there. Maybe. at the end of the episode, we see Blue and Tommy take the bad news back to Madam that they had a suspect, but he unalived himself, killed himself. We back at square one, but we still working, and she flips out. She needs to know, like, who tried to kill me? Y'all slacking on your pimping. I should have never got shot if y'all was on your P's and Q's. If y'all don't figure out who it was, I'm gonna start thinking it was one of y'all. Like, she was so upset. Like, she took her little knife cane combo out and she got it pressed to Blue's neck, so much so that we see a little bit of blood. Now, of course, we know she's not gonna kill Tommy. I mean, yeah, she's not gonna kill Blue, but she is seething mad because she has no answers, and this is your A-team, and we ain't got no information. So she's pissed. She'll apologize for it later, I'm sure, but she is antsy because she really want to know who did what and why would anybody do that to her, because nobody's brave enough to do that. So yeah, so that's how we wrap up episode 5. Again, this is the final season, so we're gonna get some resolutions. Hopefully we're gonna wrap this thing up with a nice bow, and we're just gonna move on to something else to watch, I'm sure. All right, either way, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is that you feel like doing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.